Hey everyone, I'm going to show you the second game I played yesterday, but before that I want to point out a practice that's been happening in ranked games in Age of Empires, and to me it's a problem. So what happens here is you can see that they have a defeat streak, and it's not that they were very unlucky and they got ranked with amazingly good players. What happened is they resigned as soon as the game started, and they did it repeatedly. See here, they resigned within 23 seconds twice, this one 25 seconds. I can click any one of them and they will just have resigned very early. So they intentionally tank their ranking so that they are ranked with such weak players that they will automatically win. And when I checked their rank 5 minutes ago, before I started recording this, they were actually bronze 3. Up until here, they were bronze 3, and then they started playing for real, a real game of 40 minutes, and they won, and now they're silver. But when I played against this player, they were gold 3, so I don't know what their real rank is. But for them to have managed to go all the way up to rank 3, they're at least gold 3 or platinum, I'm not sure. Anyway, I wish people wouldn't do that, because imagine you're ranked with someone you think is about the same level as you, except they're just toying with you. They're just having fun and toying with you when you have no chance of winning at all. And imagine if that was the only time of the week that you could afford to play for 1 hour, and someone just did that and just ruined that evening for you. So that's pretty bad. Anyway, let's get started. And this person also resigned within 2 minutes. I'm not sure why. It's not someone else. So this is the game I played with that person I just pointed out. And you can see there's silver 1. I wonder if they got demoralized by the game that they did with me. If I was the reason why they went on this losing streak, just so that they would not be beaten by gold 3 people like me. It's funny because, yeah, I'm not even that good. So here's my scout collecting sheep. I see their scout, so I try to avoid the path that they're taking, and thanks to that I found a few more sheep, but not that many. Yeah, I tried to guess where they wouldn't go, but looks like I went down essentially the same path as them. So I come back to put back the sheep, and now I'm going to the feudal age. Nothing special here so far. So my scout goes away, and I didn't see the spearman in the back of my base. I didn't see it. And eventually they start raiding my mines, so I cancel those 2 buildings and I let them throw torches at my base. It's fine, it's just a house. Now there's 2 spearmen. Those are the free spearmen that they get from the military school. So I know that they don't have that much more coming my way. And so my priority is to put down the archery range, and 1 or 2 archers will suffice to push this back. And my scout is here, just checking out what production building they're making. My guess at this point is that since I will make archers, they will want to transition to cavalry. So I don't want to make too many archers. I want to make the minimum of archers required to push them back, and then check what they're making so that I can make a proper counter. Because if I make a bunch of archers like in the previous game and then show up with cavalry, then I will have lost the game. So I see this, they're protecting their gold with a tower. By the way, my archer here is pushing them back. And then I'm here, I'm posted here, and I see an archery range. So I'm like, okay, that's strange, but why not? It kind of makes sense because... But then I see a second archery range, and then I'm like, okay, this is very strange. I mean, they saw me go archery range, and they decide that they want to double down on that. And then I'm Malian, so I have... And then I look at that, more archery ranges. So at this point, for me, my response is clear. I need to do... I need to make a lot of javelin throwers. It's the proper counter to mass archers. I'm here and I can still see them make more archery ranges, and I also see all these archers come out at the same time, so I know it's not a bluff. Like, I'm still here, I see these people move around. So I don't know where they are exactly at this point, because I just see that, you know, there's a lot of archery ranges, and that I should spend all my resources on the defense. So I put a palisade walls, and then I try to pump as much as possible, as many javelin throwers as possible. As you can see, I had too much food and not enough gold to produce that many of them, so I put a bunch of people who were on sheep onto gold in an attempt to research what I need, which is the ranged armor upgrade, and then a bunch of javelin throwers which use food and gold. Now I'm a little bit worried of where they are, so I stopped monitoring their base and follow them. So I can see this force, and it doesn't look too scary. So I'm here and I'm planning to intercept them. So I guess I could have made a few archers to deal with the spearmen a little bit more efficiently. Archers are cheaper and they have a bonus against light infantry. So they would have been more cost efficient in dealing with the spearmen. But it's okay. These few javelin throwers are enough to dispatch the spearmen, the scout, and these archers. I still have 4 left standing, and you can see how little damage they take. In the base, back in the base, I'm still producing more just in case there's more, and indeed there is more. So yeah, the Ottomans, they get the meter, and the meter has the attack drums, and it boosts the attack speed of nearby units. So that's something that we see often with Ottomans. They make a bunch of archers and then a meter to buff them, and then it becomes an unstoppable bowl of archers. But since I took care of them before they had a meter, and before the number of archers was too big, I was able to dispatch them easily. Now I have 2 groups, so I decide to send one to either the gold or the wood, and then the other one to raid the other side. So I wasn't able to kill any villager because I got distracted and they decided that they should throw javelins at the building. But even then it's fine, because now they're coming back to their base, and it gives me time to prepare the next step. And the next step is to build a second town center next to this pit mine. So my goal is to maybe defend this pit mine a little bit, and also take advantage of the food here. I'm also taking advantage of the food here. Yeah. So up until a few games ago, my usual response to archers, for example English longbowmen, was to make sofas, thinking that sofas behave kind of like horsemen and have a huge bonus against ranged units, but that's not true. Actually, horsemen get +9 in the feudal age against ranged, but sofas only get +2 to infantry. And so the result is they're not very cost efficient, they're very expensive, and they actually take damage from archers and don't deal that much damage. Okay, so while they were busy killing whatever was left from my javelin throwers earlier, now they're getting killed here. Again, I'm distracted, so after killing the 2 villagers here, they're just throwing javelins at the house. So missed opportunity here. I guess I should be a little bit more careful next time. So what's going on now? Yeah, I'm planning to go to the 3rd age. You can see I have enough resources to do that. And in the 3rd age, the sofas get a special ability, a technology, that give them +2 armor, and it makes them very tanky. So even though in the feudal age they're kind of weak but very expensive, in the castle age they're actually a pretty good unit. So since they still only have archers, I'm thinking, yeah, I will continue with cavalry and it will be even easier to raid. And my units are still alive, so I can alternate between raiding here and raiding there. And since they have really good ranged armor, full ranged armor now, they resist pretty well against tower fire. However, now I can see that they're transitioning to cavalry. So my plan to switch to cavalry is not perfect. And so yeah, to counter cavalry you want the donzos. And since I haven't built any donzo yet, I still have to upgrade them first. From Dark Age donzos all the way to Castle Age donzos, there's 2 technologies I need to research. So I see them advance to my base. By the way, I started raiding there again. 3 units, throwaway units, I don't even have to manage them. At this point I have 8 villager kills. Yeah, so I'm following them, but I don't have enough to defend yet. And I also didn't have the wood necessary to produce barracks. Also, I don't have the gold necessary to produce hardened donzos from the Florinda garrison. See, it takes 400 gold to produce 5 donzos. I don't have that. So my only chance now is to make barracks and produce from that, because from the barracks it will cost some food and some wood. Anyway, look at that. It's a massacre. My villagers are getting killed. I thought I told them to run around, but I guess I misclicked. And then my cavalry was just waiting, doing nothing. But luckily the town center fire is pretty strong, so I think they overstayed. Like, they took a lot of damage for free, and it gives me time to collect some resources. Huh. This barracks has been idle since earlier. Yeah, seems like it. I could have been producing 2 or 3 by now, but I guess I was too distracted. By the way, I have all these villagers here collecting gold in a hurry, and that gives me enough gold to produce my first batch of 5 donzos. And you can see, now they're out, and this is enough to push them back. I can see that they have more here, so I know that I should keep producing donzos. This is just the beginning. One drawback of donzos is that cavalry will outrun them. So I see that coming. I garrison, make them take some more damage. And while this is happening, there's more. But at this point my scout, I think I lost my scout. Oh, my scout is here. Oh, and I see the siege actually. I see the siege coming. I'm quite lucky because I was kind of busy defending, so I probably forgot that I have a scout right there. But I see siege coming, and I see this huge mass of cavalry, and I decide that I should defend with 5 Donzos and 1 tower, which, when you think about it, is ridiculous because this alone is enough to burn down the tower pretty fast, let alone with a mangonel. And now they have 2. That's another thing that I thought of but didn't act on, is that as the Ottoman you usually get your free siege landmark. Which one is it? This one, the Mehmet Imperial Armory. It makes siege for you for free, and by default it's the mangonel. So by default I should prepare some springles in order to prepare against the mangonel. I don't have to wait for it, because by the time I see it and they're at my base, for me to put down the siege workshop is gonna take a while. I might not have the wood, it takes a while, 45 seconds, and then producing the sprinkles will take even more time. So anyway, I'm a bit over ambitious here. I upgraded with the sprinkle placement, but not the fortification, and only 5 donzos. And I don't even evacuate this area, so these villagers, yeah, it's not great. However, I also sent a party to raid over to the enemy base, and I see this mangonel, snipe it down, and at least they're so busy with the tower, that they don't even care that my villagers are going away. And they have, my cavalry is still in their base. They have killed 6 villagers so far, and they're still killing more. So this is going pretty well. Now this town center is about to go down, so I try to save the 10 villagers that were garrisoned in there. And finally, I try to use whatever's left of the cavalry to snipe down those 2, because the enemy cavalry is here in my base. They are distracted, and I'm hoping that they don't see my cavalry snipe the siege. And indeed, they don't have much to defend against it. I kill 1 mangonel, while the rest of my army destroys whatever's left in my base. However, 2 sofas were not enough to really kill the second mangonel, but that's okay. I'm sending more sofas to raid, and you can see that they're still doing pretty well. There's a bunch of I'm at already 22 villager kills, and this army, I can take care of it also. And even without a sprinkled, ooh, even though I took some damage, I'm able to, that's a lot of damage, but I'm able to take care of that eventually, and kill the rest of the army. So now they're retreating, which is good. And I now have enough stone to put a keep. So I put down a keep. And the reason why I put it down here is because I wanted to protect my military buildings. I want to avoid the situation where they camp my military buildings and whatever comes out gets destroyed instantly. And it's also kind of at the front of my base, so I thought that would be a good location. And I stonewall this side. So this one I'm pretty well protected. And I finally start collecting relics. I think that might be the only relic I collected in that game. What else is going on? Yeah, I have a lot of wood. was probably too busy fighting. And I rebuilt my town center so that I can start booming again. And since I have all that wood, I'm putting down a bunch of production buildings. So barracks, uh, 2 siege workshops, and then stables. Since I'm kind of idle right now, and my army is not fighting, I sent my sofas again. And so I was planning to go to the wood, but then I saw that on the way there was a mill. And since there is a mill, there will be villagers. So I split them, sent sofas onto the food, and sent some more onto the wood, hoping that the enemy player is too distracted to notice that I'm actually slaughtering people on both sides. And indeed, it looks like they were too distracted to do that. But now they're here, and I have villagers here. So this is nice. They don't react to my sofas in the base at all because they're too busy trying to kill my villagers. Luckily I have a gate. Even though it's wide open here, they decide that they should take care of the donzos instead of my villagers. You can see how many villagers I have idle in my base. It's because, yeah, with the mangonel, it's so dangerous that I want to focus on that instead of my 30 idle villagers. Unfortunately, my cavalry doesn't kill the mangonel, but this is pretty nice. I've killed so many villagers. I'm at 41 villager kills versus 12. Now my villagers are back to work, and I think I just sent them somewhere. It doesn't matter where. I just need them to work, and then later I can rebalance my economy. Luckily, I have gold, which means I can make donzos from the Marimba garrison. And I have enough sofas too. I have enough production that I can make a lot of units at a time. And my sofas are still here. There's still a few more gold miners. And you can see how like every once in a while I check back and they're still alive. So sure, okay, let's send them somewhere else. So send them to the food and then back to the battle. And that battle is kind of going, and they resign. They must have realized that they had no more villagers in on their side, and they were not really winning that battle. And then they went on a defeat streak just to bully some bronze players.